New York, October 1956. Mickey Mantle made history. 353 batting average. League leader, 52 home runs. League leader, 130 RBIs. League leader, Triple Crown. Only 17 players in baseball history have done it. Mickey is one of them. Youngest Triple Crown winner ever, 24 years old. The Yankees won the championship, won the World Series. Mickey wins MVP. Everything is perfect. But in the locker room, silence. No celebration. Reporters cold. Questions short. Congratulations hollow. Mickey looks at his reflection in the mirror. He just had the greatest season of his life. But nobody really cares. Because there is only one question hanging in the air. Could Joe DiMaggio have done it better? And no matter what the answer is, Mickey can never win. Because DiMaggio's ghost still sits in this locker room. Spring training, 1956. St. Petersburg. Florida. Mickey Mantle is 24 years old, 5 years into his major league career. Already has 3 World Series championships. Already replaced Joe DiMaggio in center field. Already became the face of the Yankees. The pressure has never been greater. The expectations have never been higher. The criticism has never been louder. Every morning, Mickey wakes up and reads the newspapers. Cannot help himself. The New York media is brutal, relentless. They compare Mickey to DiMaggio constantly. Every game, every at-bat, every mistake, every triumph. DiMaggio never struck out that much. DiMaggio had better batting average. DiMaggio was more clutch in big moments. DiMaggio carried himself with class. Never mind that Mickey is 24 and DiMaggio was in his prime at 30. Never mind that Mickey plays on destroyed knees. Both knees now. The right one from 1951. The left one compensating for years, now damaged too. Wrapped in bandages every day. Drained of fluid weekly. Cortisone shots before games. Pain that would hospitalize normal people. But Mickey plays through it. Every day. Every game. Never complains. Never sits. Because that is what Yankees do. Never mind that Mickey switch hits and has more raw power than DiMaggio ever had. More speed, more athleticism. Doing things at 24 that DiMaggio never did. None of that matters. Because in New York, Joe DiMaggio is not just a player. He is a god. An ideal. A standard of perfection that exists more in memory than in reality. And Mickey Mantle is just the kid trying to replace him. Trying and failing. Always failing. Not in performance. In perception. The 1955 season was disappointing. By Yankees standards. Mickey hit .306. 37 home runs, 99 RBIs, 11 stolen bases, good numbers, great numbers for most players, all-star numbers, MVP caliber numbers on most teams. But not good enough for the expectations placed on Mickey. Not good enough for the Yankees, not good enough for New York. The media crucified him. Mantle underperforms again. Is Mantle worth his salary? Can Mantle handle the pressure? And worst of all, Yankees may trade Mantle for proven veteran. That headline appeared in 3 different newspapers. The New York Times, the Daily News, the Post, all suggesting the same thing. Mickey Mantle, after 5 years, after 3 championships, was expendable, replaceable, not living up to the hype. Because he was not Joe DiMaggio, would never be Joe DiMaggio, could never be Joe DiMaggio. And in New York, that was the only measurement that mattered. Mickey arrives at spring training, 1956, angry, motivated, determined to prove everyone wrong. He has spent the winter training harder than ever, working on his swing, strengthening his legs despite the knee damage, studying pitchers, preparing mentally. Manager Casey Stengel notices immediately. Mickey looks different. Focused, locked in, dangerous. Stengel calls him into his office before the first practice. "Kid, you look ready." "I am ready." "What changed?" Mickey thinks about the question, about the headlines, about the trade rumors, about being compared to DiMaggio every single day for 5 years. "I am tired of being told I am not good enough. This year, I am going to be so good that nobody can say anything. Nobody can criticize. Nobody can compare me to anyone. This year, I am going to be the best player in baseball, and nobody is going to be able to deny it." Stengel smiles, "Then go do it." Opening day, 1956, Yankee Stadium. Mickey goes 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Yankees win 10-4. The season has begun, and Mickey is on fire. April, .340 average, 8 home runs, 20 RBIs. May, .370 average, 12 home runs, 28 RBIs. June, .355 average, 10 home runs, 25 RBIs. Bay's the All-Star break. Mickey is leading the league in all 3 Triple Crown categories: batting average, home runs, RBIs. People start to notice, start to talk. Is Mickey Mantle having the greatest season ever? The media attention increases, but it is not all positive. Not in New York. The comparisons to DiMaggio intensify. DiMaggio's best season was .381 average, 46 home runs, 155 RBIs in 1939. Can Mantle match that? Sports writers dig through the record books, compare numbers, compare eras, and compare everything. And always the conclusion is the same. DiMaggio did it better. DiMaggio did it with more grace. DiMaggio did it the right way. Mickey hears it all, reads it all, cannot escape it. Even when he is having the best season of his life, he is still being told he is not as good as DiMaggio. But he keeps playing, keeps hitting, keeps proving. July, .360 average, 11 home runs, 26 RBIs. August, .345 average, 9 home runs, 22 RBIs. September, .340 average, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. The final game of the season. September 30th, 1956, Yankee Stadium. Mickey has already clinched the Triple Crown, already locked up all 3 categories. But he plays anyway, goes 2 for 4, ends the season with final numbers that make jaws drop. .353 batting average, 52 home runs, 130 RBIs. The Triple Crown. Only the 12th player to achieve it. The youngest ever. One of the greatest defensive seasons in baseball history. The Yankees win 97 games, win the American League pennant, head to the World Series against the Brooklyn Dodgers, and Mickey is the best player in baseball. Undeniably, statistically, historically, nobody can argue with the numbers. The World Series is dominance. 7 games. Yankees win 4-3. Mickey hits .250. 3 home runs. Critical hits in key moments. Game 5, Yankees down 2-1. Mickey hits a solo home run in the 4th inning. Breaks the tie. Yankees go on to win. They take the series lead. Never look back. When the final out is recorded, the Yankees are world champions. Again. 4th championship in Mickey's 5-year career. The celebration begins. Champagne, screaming, hugging, joy. Mickey is in the middle of it, soaked in champagne. His teammates congratulating him. Triple Crown, MVP, greatest season ever. But something feels wrong. Something feels off. The celebration is happening around him, not for him. The Yankees won. The team won. That is what matters in Yankees culture. Individual accomplishments are secondary, always have been. Since the days of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, the team comes first, the individual comes second. The locker room after the World Series should be Mickey's moment, should be his coronation. The Triple Crown, the MVP, the championship, all in the same year, historic, legendary, unprecedented for someone so young. Only 12 players in baseball history have won the Triple Crown. Ty Cobb, Rogers Hornsby, Lou Gehrig, Ted Williams, and now Mickey Mantle, at 24 years old, the youngest ever. This should be the moment when New York finally embraces him, finally stops comparing him to DiMaggio, finally sees him as his own legend. But the atmosphere is strange, subdued for a championship celebration. The champagne flows. His teammates are celebrating. But something feels off. Something feels wrong. The reporters are there. Dozens of them. Notebooks out. Cameras ready. Asking questions. But the questions are not about Mickey's achievement. Not really. Not in the way they should be. Mickey, how does it feel to finally live up to expectations? Finally, the word cuts. After 5 years, after 3 championships, after a Triple Crown season, after leading the league in every major offensive category, finally living up to expectations, what more could he have done? Mickey, Sart, do you think you played well enough to silence the critics? Played well enough? He won the Triple Crown, led the league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs, something only 11 other players in history had done. Played well enough? The question implies he has not done enough, has not achieved enough, has not proven enough. Mickey, Joe DiMaggio said in an interview this week that the game is easier now than it was in his era. The ball is livelier, the parks are smaller, the competition is weaker. What is your response? And there it is. The question he knew was coming. The question that always comes. Even in his greatest triumph. Even in the locker room, minutes after winning the World Series. Even holding the Triple Crown trophy, Joe DiMaggio's name comes up. Joe DiMaggio's opinion matters more than Mickey's accomplishment. That's Joe DiMaggio's ghost is in this room. Sitting in the locker next to Mickey. Invisible but omnipresent. Judging, comparing, finding Mickey lacking. Mickey answers the questions, tries to be gracious, tries to be humble. I just tried to help the team win. Individual stats do not matter as much as winning championships. The reporters write it down. But they are not satisfied. They want more. Want him to compare himself to DiMaggio. Want him to claim he is better. Want controversy. Want conflict. But Mickey will not give it to them. He learned years ago that anything he says about DiMaggio will be used against him. So, he says nothing. Deflects. Focuses on the team. The celebration continues around him. His teammates are genuinely happy. Phil Rizzuto congratulates him. Yogi Berra hugs him. Whitey Ford pours champagne over his head. But the joy feels hollow, feels incomplete, because the one thing Mickey wanted more than anything else was validation, recognition, respect, to finally step out of Joe DiMaggio's shadow and be seen as his own player, his own legend. And even after the greatest season in modern baseball, he has not achieved it. The New York newspapers the next day confirm it. The headlines, Yankees win World Series. Not, Mantle's Triple Crown season leads Yankees to victory. Not, Mantle has greatest season in baseball history. Just, Yankees win. The articles mention Mickey. Of course they do. Cannot avoid mentioning the Triple Crown, but the tone is matter of fact. Clinical, no celebration, no awe, just statistics. And in several articles, buried in the middle paragraphs, there are quotes from Joe DiMaggio. Mickey had a fine season. But the game is different now. The ball is livelier. The stadiums are smaller. The pitching is not as good. In my era, we faced better competition. We played in bigger parks. We did not have the advantages modern players have. So I think you have to put his numbers in context. Context. Joe DiMaggio, who has been retired for 5 years, is providing context for Mickey Mantle's Triple Crown season, diminishing it, minimizing it, making sure that even in Mickey's greatest achievement, DiMaggio remains superior, and the New York media prints it prominently. Because DiMaggio's opinion matters more than Mickey's accomplishment. Mickey reads the articles, all of them, sits in his apartment, alone. The Triple Crown trophy sits on his table, the MVP trophy beside it, physical proof of what he achieved, but it feels empty, meaningless. Because the validation he wanted never came. The respect he earned was never given. The recognition he deserved was never offered. He won the Triple Crown at age 24, the youngest player ever to do it, only the 12th player in history, one of the greatest offensive seasons ever recorded, and the New York media response was, nice, but DiMaggio was better. A week later, the Yankees hold a team ceremony, Yankee Stadium, season-ending celebration. The stadium is half full, maybe 15,000 people. Capacity is 67,000. Where is everyone? Where are the fans who should be celebrating their Triple Crown winner? The Yankees management presents Mickey with a plaque, congratulating him on his MVP award, his Triple Crown, his championship. The speech is short, formal, obligatory, not warm, not emotional, not celebratory, just procedural. All manager Casey Stengel takes the microphone. Mickey had a great season. We are all proud of him. But remember, this team won because we all worked together. Baseball is a team sport. Individual achievements are nice, but team victories are what matter. Let us celebrate our championship, our team championship. And just like that, Mickey's individual achievement is absorbed into the team narrative, minimized, made smaller, made less important. Because in Yankees culture, nobody is bigger than the team. Nobody stands above the others. Not even the Triple Crown winner. The fans applaud. Polite applause, not thunderous, not ecstatic, just respectful. Mickey waves, tries to smile. But inside, he is breaking. He just had the greatest season of his life, and the celebration feels like a business meeting. Clinical, cold, forgettable. Years later, though Mickey will talk about the 1956 season, we'll be asked about it constantly. Mickey, you won the Triple Crown at 24 years old. That is incredible. How did it feel? And Mickey's answer is always the same, always honest, always tinged with sadness. It felt like it was not enough, like no matter what I did, it would never be enough. I led the league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. I won the MVP. I won the World Series. And the New York media still wrote articles about how Joe DiMaggio was better, still compared me to him, still found ways to diminish what I accomplished. I was 24 years old, playing on knees that were held together with bandages and cortisone, doing things nobody had done at my age, and it was not enough. That is what 1956 taught me, that I would never escape DiMaggio's shadow, not in New York, not with the Yankees. Not ever, the interviewer presses. But surely you must have been proud of what you accomplished, Mickey thinks. Proud? Yes, I was proud. But proud and validated are different things. I was proud of my work, proud of my performance. But I wanted validation, wanted recognition, wanted people to say, Mickey Mantle is the best player in baseball, not Joe DiMaggio's replacement, not Joe DiMaggio's inferior version, just Mickey Mantle, the best. And I never got that. Not in 1956, not ever. The truth about the 1956 season is more complex than the statistics show. Yes, Mickey won the Triple Crown. Yes, he had one of the greatest offensive seasons in history. Yes, he won the MVP and the World Series. All of that is true, undeniable. But the emotional reality was different, was painful, because baseball is more than numbers. Oh, more than trophies. It is about recognition, about respect, about being seen and appreciated for who you are, not who you are being compared to. And Mickey Mantle never got that in New York, never got that from the media, never got that from the fans, because Joe DiMaggio came first. And Joe DiMaggio set a standard that was not about performance, was about grace, about elegance, about doing things the right way. And Mickey, with his country boy roots, his strikeouts, his injuries, his very human flaws, could never match that standard. Not because he was not good enough, but because the standard was designed to be unmatchable, designed to keep DiMaggio on a pedestal that nobody could reach. The 1956 Triple Crown season should have been Mickey Mantle's moment. Should have been the year everyone finally said, yes, that Mickey Mantle is one of the greatest to ever play the game. But it was not. Because in New York, in 1956, being great was not enough. You had to be Joe DiMaggio, and nobody could be Joe DiMaggio, not even Mickey Mantle. In 1995, Mickey Mantle dies. Liver cancer, 63 years old. At his funeral, former teammates speak, tell stories, share memories. One teammate, Whitey Ford, tells a story about the 1956 season, about the day after the World Series, about finding Mickey alone in the locker room, staring at his Triple Crown trophy. I asked him what was wrong. He just won the Triple Crown, won the MVP, won the World Series. He should be the happiest man in baseball. And you know what Mickey said to me? He said, Whitey, I just had the greatest season of my life, and I still feel like I disappointed everyone. I still feel like I'm not good enough. Like no matter what I do, I will always be compared to Joe DiMaggio, and I will always come up short. Not because my numbers are not good enough, but because I am not him. I will never be him, and New York will never forgive me for that. Whitey pauses in his eulogy, wipes his eyes. That conversation broke my heart, because Mickey was right. No matter what he accomplished, New York never fully embraced him, never gave him the love he deserved, never recognized him as his own legend, and that haunted him for the rest of his life. The 1956 Triple Crown season was the greatest offensive season of Mickey Mantle's career. The numbers prove it. 353 average, 52 home runs, 130 RBIs, MVP, World Series champion, all at age 24. Historic, legendary, undeniable. But it was also the season that taught Mickey a painful lesson. That greatness is not always recognized. That achievement is not always celebrated. That living in someone else's shadow is not about your performance. It is about perception, about narrative, about a city and a media that decided who the hero was before you ever arrived. Joe DiMaggio won his Triple Crown in 1939, hit .381 with 30 home runs and 126 RBIs. New York celebrated him like a conquering hero. Through parades, wrote poems, immortalized him. Mickey Mantle won his Triple Crown in 1956, hit .353 with 52 home runs and 130 RBIs. Better power numbers. Same championship. And New York gave him a plaque and told him it was not as impressive as DiMaggio's era. That is the difference. That is the injustice. That is what Mickey carried with him for the rest of his life. October 1956. Mickey Mantle stands in an empty Yankee Stadium locker room. Everyone else has left, gone home, gone to celebrate. But Mickey remains, sitting in front of his locker, holding the Triple Crown trophy, the greatest season of his life. And all he can think is, it was not enough. It will never be enough, because I am not Joe DiMaggio, and in New York, that is the only thing that matters.